Aloha, Audleyites! Today, I'm back with another edition of Audley Analyzes, and I'm going to be talking about one of the best snipers in the game and a definite Priority 1 player, if you caught my Priorities video. And in that player, I'm talking about Royal 2. But we're not going to be watching a sniper's game of his. We're going to be watching a Priority 1 player play on a map where power weapons aren't very dominant. Truth. And we're going to be looking at Capture the Flag. Before I start the film, I'm going to give one caveat real quick. I'll be focusing on the gameplay as a whole between both teams, and I'm going to be talking a lot about flag routes in general and discussing how to quickly assess which way you need to run the flag. But I'm also going to be going over how a slayer, quote unquote, needs to play a map like Truth where you don't have a sniper rifle in order to just get the kills from long range while staying alive. With that said, let's start the film. And here, of course, you see him immediately go for the battle rifle, which is the closest thing to a sniper on these maps. Well, I say closest, the carbine is actually better. And he's just sitting window and giving long-range shots.
Blue flag taken.
And doing what damage he can from afar, and he made sure to kill the player that was going for top middle off the start, because that player is exposing themselves super hard by going top middle. And off spawn, he grabs the storm rifle, super good. And his team's already run the flag to this point here. I'm actually going to go back to where his team grabbed the flag right off the start because of how fast that happened. I wasn't paying super close attention and I missed it. You see Ogre 2's going in for the flag right now, so I'm going to pause it. And we're going to look at Ogre 2. His teammate just died on his flag. He has nobody on pink side, one player on carbine side, but he can guess that they are spawning carbine right now because he just came in from pink side. So his best bet is to run it back to pink side because players shouldn't be spawning there. And even though his teammates are top car and bottom carbine running back to his base, it's still safest to run pink in this situation, so he's not running into the two players from blue team agency that are about to be spawning, because they're probably going to spawn in the carbine.
Blue flag taken.
Here we see him grab it and run this way. He actually had camo, but that wasn't important in this situation. He runs it top pink, and as he goes through pink, you see him look across to make sure he can knock anyone looking for him out of scope as he runs it, and he plays it super patient. He should go ahead and throw the flag here, get it as far as he can, and he does so and gets back into cover and tries to stay alive. And now that that flag's down in the pink street, he comes back up into pink and looks across the map, knowing those players are going to be looking to stop the flag, and he's got easy shots in their side. He knows they're not looking at him, so he gets the damage done instead of focusing on that flag where no one's in position to stop it. And this is where we left off with Royal 2. He's grabbing the flag, he's picking it up, he's running it in. He goes up into the Eli ledge so he can ground pound onto the cap zone.
Red flag taken.
Because this area has the least exposure from the carbine side where the other team is.
Blue carrier spotted.
And now he's just waiting on the flag.
Red flag returned.
Ground pound onto the flag so you're safe.
Red team scored.
And he's trying to stay alive from Spartan here. Make sure he doesn't expose himself to that sight line. Spartan throws some good grenades. Victory X throws a good grenade as well. He could have jumped up into the Eli ledge to try to get away from those grenades. He spawns carbine, puts good shots on the player there. And he knows there's a player somewhere around here, probably based on callouts. Tries to drop down the lift, but misses it, and gets kind of juggled there. Unfortunate play for him. Here he's going back to his base. Looks like Ogre 2 may have the battle rifle based off his position, so Royal doesn't go looking for it. Looks like Ogre 2 actually had a storm rifle. But instead, you see him look for the carbine, he doesn't pick it up. Kind of confused about that. But he goes and stops the flag.
Red carrier
Sees the battle rifle spawn, he should pick that up. I don't like that he dropped his AR for this.
Red flag reset.
It's dropping your AR. I'm gonna actually pause for a second and talk about this. Dropping your AR in a situation like this, it makes it so that you can't have a close range encounter unless you hit all of your shots. But if somebody comes rushing you with the storm rifle or the SMG or a pistol, I mean, not a pistol, an AR, and you don't have your AR as well, they're probably going to win that fight 9 times out of 10 unless you just land every freaking shot. So dropping your AR for the battle rifle, not the best decision you can make. We're going to switch back to the game and continue. We'll see if it plays out okay
Red
for
team
him.
score.
Actually, missed another flag cap, so I'm going to go back because somehow I missed this again. Who's grabbing the flag? Looks like this one's Snakebite grabbing the flag.
Red flag taken. Blue carrier
Oh,
spot.
it's not Snakebite, it's Frosty grabbing it with Snakebite's help. So he knew he had, Frosty, as he grabbed the flag, knew he had Snakebite up in the Eli ledge, and he knew there were players on Carbine side. So he's running it pink side again. In this case, if he runs it high, he's probably going to get lit up from Carbine side. But that's the only player that can actually get to him
Red
right now, so
carrier spotted.
he can run it either way he
Red
wants.
flag returned.
He takes the faster route going down
Red
low
flag reset.
and gets through, but without actually taking any damage at all. So that's a really fast flag route coming out of
Red team
Frosty there. And Royal 2 knows camo's coming up, gets it, backs up, and he goes looking to put long range shots across the map. One thing that I've liked about his gameplay so far, he hasn't taken his battle rifle to top middle. You'll see some pros do that. I really don't like that. I don't know if I've mentioned it in any of my videos. I say it on stream a lot, but when you take the battle rifle top middle, you're throwing away the battle rifle's range advantage. It doesn't actually kill faster, it just kills more easily and at longer range. Missed another flag run starting, so I'm going to go back and focus on the blue team for just a second. See, Munoz is top middle. He's killing Royal 2, I think, here. And he's getting help from Victory. But Spartan has grabbed the flag, and as he grabbed it, he came in from Carbine side, but he knew there was his teammates on pink side, so there was a very low chance that his opponents were going to be spawning under the base as he was in it. None of his team are in Carbine yet, so they're going to be spawning Carbine. He should go ahead and run it pink to his teammates. And one thing you'll see evil geniuses do a lot is they will run it toward where players are going to spawn when they have their teammates already in that direction, so they can just get a pinch and just slay the spawners and treat it like another spawn cycle. Anyway, I'm going to fast forward through this while that flag run happens. We saw this part already, and we'll resume.
Flag defense. Blue team
Royal's
score.
moving with Ogre 2
Enemy
here
team
to
score.
just control the pink side. He knows there's a player around, but he's still just looking to put long-range shots. Good grenade from Victory X there to try to launch the stick. Here you see Victory X is top middle with the battle rifle, which I was just talking about not liking. And although that was a battle rifle on battle rifle match, even if it had been the pistol, Royal 2 would have had aim assist, so he had like no advantage by taking the battle rifle to top middle like that. And now CLG had 2 BRs there active at once. Victory picks up another BR and he immediately pushes with it. And again, I don't like seeing people hard push with the battle rifle or the carbine on this map, because you're not taking advantage of what the weapon offers when you do that. Victory X hiding up in the corner. Royal 2 playing it cautious to nade him out, and then he goes, gets his battle rifle. Again, drops the AR, which I really don't like in this specific situation. Okay, he picks up the AR back, so he realized his mistake. The reason I don't like it right there, he knows there's a player in close quarters. So he knows he may need the CQB weapons, and instead he still dropped his battle rifle dropped his AR for the battle rifle, but he picked it back up and then swapped for a storm rifle. So he's now got the Grand Slam combo, he's got all his bases covered, and he's hovering around the camo spawn. He should know that camo is up right now, or it's spawning right now. Yeah, there it is. So he kind of got impatient there, and he pushed with the battle rifle, which I've been saying not a good play, and Munoz manages to get camo because CLG didn't put any priority on it. So kind of a mistake from the team as a whole there. A little bit of payload timing there, but he doubles back and finds the player. So and good camo eyes spots Munoz.
Flag taken.
Munoz getting out, but still dies. Now Royal 2 has the sword. One thing, I'm going to make a small note. Actually, I'll save this for a tips video. Meanwhile, Royal 2 putting in long range shots. Not landing those shots.
Red carrier spotted.
But doing good work. He still has the sword in his back pocket, so if anything gets dicey, he can slice it up.
Blue flag returns.
And he knows there's a player above him, possibly sound whoring here. Spark targets him. He should jump up immediately right now because he knows his teammates aren't fighting anybody in his base. So if anyone's pushing, they're pushing down low. He should be jumping up right now. Instead, Cam gets the sword, gets away, maybe? Nope, dies to Frosty's BR. I like that he spawns in a low area, nowhere near any of the rifles, and he immediately pushes. I like this play. Like, no matter what your quote-unquote role on the team is, you still need to be able to adapt on the fly, and here he chose a good job of doing that. He goes ahead and pushes when he spawns nowhere near rifles. So even though his typical role that he plays is to grab a rifle and slay from afar, he's still like adapting and pushing when he spawns nowhere near. He knows there's a player underneath him. He's hunting. And CLG have 3 dead for Agency right now, and you already see Ogre 2 in the flag. He knows there's 3 dead, and he just came from the pink side, so he knows there's no chance they're spawning pink side. There's a death in the base. He knows they're not spawning under the base. They're going to spawn carbine. He needs to run this pink. And another small part of this flag run, you already see Royal 2 running toward pink tower to make sure he can get slays on the players spawning carbine and pushing to carbine. That's what's going to happen here. And you see it, Tom's already to top pink with that. Royal 2's putting shots across. Everyone's weak except for Spartan. And this flag's going in easily. Nice game.
Game over.
So, kind of a short film with a little bit of pausing there. Hope you guys enjoyed that film, and I'd like to do another one on this map or Coliseum flag where I can go over Lunchbox's flag routes, because when it comes to flag routes, there's no pro player better than Lunchbox at assessing where to take a flag or unique routes to take to minimize the amount of damage you could possibly expose yourself to. But for this particular game, good mix of how to slay on a truth flag game as well as how to know where to run it, which you notice most of those flag runs are pink side. Typically, you saw a lot of carbine runs on the older midships, but because of the way the spawns work in this map, pink is almost always better, because it's so much easier to set up and slay. They have a long-ass way to go to get to the other carbine, and it's so exposed on the whole way there, like there's nowhere to like hide from damage around the Kirby or the carbine side entrance of the base. So, like, don't over prioritize carbine when you're trying to play this map. Just only run it carbine if you've definitely got someone there already. But if you've got a team that can win your 1v1s, just send those players pink side, win your 1v1, get the flag, run it back out pink side. Stall on the carbine side because it's so hard to push in that one choke point compared to the other routes that are on the map. And like going top middle is so exposed because of how big the map is and how fast the kill times are. So that's pretty much my opinion on Truth Flag, and it's supported by how CLG and EG tend to play, and those are in my eyes the top 2 teams on this game type and generally in the game right now. I know my power rankings showed Liquid in the past, but CLG with the roster change have shot up to the top, and EG are the only teams keeping up with them in scrims. But with that, I'm going to close out this video. I'll have another one for you guys tomorrow or the day after. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and say aloha.